the Texas Police Department, and we're the Special Investigations Unit, and we haven't had a good job in a couple of weeks. I mean, the economy's bad, and no one seems to want to hire us. I mean, like, the last good mission we had... Hello? Yes? Speaking to him. Alright. Okay. Alright, yes. Thank you, sir.
What was that, Sarge?
We got a mission. Go tell the other boys.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
them debrief is here in 5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Alright, men. Our job is simple, but it's different than anything we've ever had before. Instead of investigating a crime scene, we're investigating Vermont education. We are setting up different locations in Vermont to interview and investigate adults and students within the local area. These are everyday, average people, and we have to ask them 3 main questions. Just remember, DWH. Do you think the education is well organized? What activities should students be involved in? And how should technology be used to support student learning? Alright, men, you have your mission. Let's break up and go.
I think parts of it are organized well. I think there's a mix of traditional classroom settings and then some more non-traditional. I think it's hard sometimes to incorporate or do more hands-on learning with the resources that we have. I'd like to see more technology used in the classroom.
I think it's organized very well compared to bigger cities where they literally need metal detectors to make sure they don't have guns with them. I think Vermont is a very quiet, stable place, and I think it's a great place to get an education.
I think the Vermont education system, the system that is geared toward the Vermont standards, is a really well-organized system. It's very thoughtful. It has taken a lot of teacher input and tried to look at the skills and knowledge that kids need to compete in the marketplace or in the 21st century after they get out.
In some schools, it is. In other schools in Vermont, it could be better.
Schools run efficiently, and students are safe in their schools, and there are a lot of opportunities available to them every day to sort of explore their interests and their passions and to become smarter people, better equipped for the real world.
I think it's very well, but it could be better.
When I think about Vermont in comparison to the rest of the country, I am always impressed with our education system. I think that the teachers are very motivated. I think the Department of Education really wants the best for Vermont students. I think that it's a lot to have to organize and to pull together in curriculums and different people's ideas and perspectives. But overall, I think that Vermont tries to stay on the cutting edge and as student-oriented and student-focused.
More communication, I think, now with Vermont schools, between the Department of Education and Vermont schools. So I think we're moving toward a better relationship.
I think that the activities need to be engaging, and I think they need to be useful and valuable. So, for example, the activities should be preparing students to do well in college or in the jobs that they're going to have after they leave high school.
Music and art, because in music and art it's a way to express yourself without having to use your words.
I think students should be involved in more hands-on activities where they're getting more engaged in their learning. I think project-based learning would be ideal. I don't know that it's always feasible within the constraints of a high school schedule that we have, but I think it's something that's really beneficial for the students when they are more actively involved in their learning.
Students should be involved in extracurricular activities such as sports and different types of things that get you moving.
I think students should be involved in as many activities as they can that they enjoy and are passionate about. You could make students do certain activities, but if it's not something they're interested in, then it's a waste of their time and your time.
Students should be involved in like recreational activities like sports and stuff.
Another learning skill that I think is important is student-centered learning. So there's less of what we call the sage on stage approach, which is the teacher talking at the students for 45 minutes or 80 minutes. And instead you have more teaming and grouping of students so that students can help teach each other.
Activities that are going to expose kids to global perspectives, you know, being able to see beyond their neighborhood, beyond Rutland, beyond the state, and seeing how issues that they might be studying in social studies affect other people around the world, or the issues that are affecting people around the world affect us as well. Everything is so interconnected now, so I think we need to look for activities that are going to allow us to practice that.
I think that technology shouldn't be used for its own sake, but instead should be used to advance whatever concept or skill or knowledge that you're trying to impart to students. I think that within project-based learning there's a lot of room for technology. Learning about technology, I think, is a 21st century skill, so it is important. I think that Kindles are great. I just got one myself. Pretty soon I could see students, instead of carrying around these heavy backpacks, carrying around one Kindle or one e-reader and loading it up with all their textbooks and books for English. So that's important. I think the basic technological skills are important.
Computers help a lot, and the new smartboards they have help make it interactive for students, which will make it more fun for students to learn.
I think technology should be a big part of the classroom. Unfortunately, we don't have all the resources available to support that. It would be ideal if we had, you know, mini computers for all the students that we could just access anytime we wanted. I like using things like the smartboard and the computer to, you know, make math sometimes more engaging or show video clips or those types of things.
Well, they got those new things, the smart boards. Those help people learn. It makes it a better learning environment.
Technology should be used wherever and whenever possible, because that is really kind of where our world is going. And students are, and I think in many cases, much more adept at technology and familiar with technology than even their teachers are.
Well, computers are definitely a big step in learning. First of all, attendance. All attendance should be taken on computers, not taken on different slips of paper. Because when subs come in, they get them on pieces of paper, then they have to send someone out of the room, which takes out of the class learning time, just for them to go down to the office.
It's almost silly for schools to ignore technology. Kids are using it all the time, and the adults need to catch up to it and try to look for ways where kids can access that technology and use it to further their education. If I was going to talk about what German society is like, wouldn't it be good if I could use Skype to try to connect with German schools and you know, have a real connection rather than something I read about in a book or a piece of paper.
Technology is good, like the computers in the schools, and another way it can be used is like Turnitin.com, where you can turn papers in with documents online.
I think the technology is amazing, and that there's so many different opportunities. For instance, what you guys are doing right now, videotaping and making an iMovie, it's great. It allows people to be creative and to use different techniques for showing what they know. And what's really great about that is that that's the kind of stuff that your generation is using already. So why do we fight it in the schools? We should incorporate it into everyday activities and lessons. Because
Good job, men. The mission was a complete success. We did good. We did good.